Hey, welcome to Rockley, YouTube's best channel for record collectors. I got some VCLT from my buddy Chad that I want to share with you, a psych-rock record I am obsessed with, and some recent pickups. Stay tuned.
Get ready for Rockley, bringing music to you. Rockley, rock and roll, metal and country too. Get ready for the record of the week. Get ready for Rockley.
Alright, so record of the week is the Deviants, number 3. This was a blind buy for me, but it came highly recommended from my good friend Ashley over at Atmosphere Collectibles, which is a fantastic local record store near me. Released in '69, it's psychedelic rock to the extreme, and it's really goofy at times, some of the vocals, but the melodies are fantastic, and the kind of this accessibility yet complexity that I've grown really fond of in the psych rock genre is you have these just odd compositions and sounds blended together, yet attention to melody, and this is no different. Really enjoy this. If you haven't given this a listen, I highly recommend it. Like I said, especially even though like the first track is a little goofy with this call and response, but it's worth diving into and giving it multiple listens. It's definitely will grow on you. And this reissue by Real Gone Music sounds fantastic. Alright, I want to share with you some records I got from my buddy Chad, VCLT. That's the Vinyl Community Love Train. If you don't know, the VCLT is kind of the VC members, vinyl community here on YouTube will contact each other and mail each other records that they're really into or think that the other member will enjoy. And there's no strings attached. You're not obligated to send anything back. It's just for the love of sharing music. But it's kind of the honor system. You kind of want to pay it forward. So anyway, Chad, thank you. And let me show you what he got me. So this is Rick Emmett and Resolution 9. So Rick is the lead singer of the band Triumph. And so this is a side project that he's put together, and it is classic rock. Definite blues vibe on here. Just fantastic guitar. Rick's vocals are phenomenal. Lots of energy on this album. I dig this. This is just a really solid record. Lots of energy on here. Really good listen. Thanks, Chad. So this is the other album Chad sent me, and it is Orchid and their album The Mouth of Madness. It is classic heavy metal, early doom influenced, and drenched in that Black Sabbath vibe. Even their namesake comes from is the title of a Black Sabbath song. So they definitely Sabbath worshippers. If the Black Sabbath spin-offs don't interest you, this album's probably not for you, but I love that sound, and they do a really good job of not only mimicking that early Black Sabbath sound, but kind of making it their own and taking it to other places. This was right up my alley. Chad pegged it as far as my musical taste. Him just watching these videos and instantly knowing that I would like this, he was dead on. Really enjoyed the other album, but this one really stuck with me. I've played this one numerous times. So the riffs on here are infectious, and the vocal delivery. At times will mimic Ozzy's style, but he has a vastness and depth to his voice that Ozzy does not have. I think they were established early 2000s, around 2007, and man, they've really nailed that retro sound, yet have made it relevant and modern. I really dig this and highly recommend checking it out. All right, now it's time for some recent pickups. First up, we have a album that comes recommended from fellow VC member Melinda Murphy. As in previous videos, I've expressed my journey and desire to find great psychedelic rock albums, and Melinda had suggested picking up the Electric Prunes, The Underground, and I'm glad I did. Really, really good. Definitely more accessible and pop sounding than the Deviants number 3 that we just talked about, but just some fantastic psych-rock. And definitely has more of that 60s rock sound, and I really like that. Also, the track on here that is just drenched in country, almost to the point where it sounds like it's a spoof of country music, but really enjoyable. I really like country music, so that was a surprise on here. But definitely worth checking out if you haven't heard of the Electric Prunes Underground. All right, next we have Khemmis, Absolution. Khemmis is a doom metal band out of Denver, Colorado. If you like modern doom metal band pallbearer, this will be right up your alley. Big, towering riffs. These guys are masters of their instruments. Very infectious melodies, great songwriting. Just a really, really great album. And if you are into the modern doom metal bands, these guys I think hold their own, and this album is worth checking out. Alright, so here we have Machine Head, Burn My Eyes. This is a thrash metal album, very heavy, much heavier than I normally listen to, but as I begin to dip my toes into heavier music, this has a nice blend of clean vocals and harsh vocals, making it a bit more accessible for me. Was definitely a hard listen the first time around, but as I gave it more and more time, it really started to grow on me. Very catchy grooves on here. The songwriting, political at times, maybe even sadly relevant, but just great sound on here. The really interesting compositions, kind of keeps you on your toes, and it is blistering. And like I said, the vocals, when they're clean, they still have this huge amount of aggression, but just fantastic. Highly recommend checking this out if you're like me and interested in getting into the heavier side of music. This one I think is a nice gateway, especially if you're getting into thrash metal or even just more 90s heavy metal. This is just a really good album, and this reissue by Run Out Groove sounds great, and highly recommended. Finally, we have Inside In, Inside Out by The Kooks. Drastically different from Machine Head, but here definitely like a pop rock band if you're unfamiliar with The Kooks. 2000s pop rock, absolutely infectious melodies on here that I mean, if you can't sing along to the track Naive, I mean, come on. It is absolutely an earworm. All the tracks on here are just infectious. It's a fun listen, but it is a fun, easy listen, and definitely recommend checking out if you like pop rock. Well, that's it for this week, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys are listening to. If you've checked out any of these albums, let's keep the conversation going. And as always, you just had a healthy dose of Rockley, and I'll see you next time.